The no-self experience is always available. It's not something you have to work towards, something that requires a specific state of mind or is only available in very specific conditions. The no-self experience is just a plain fact of the way your experience already is. It's always here to be noticed. It's always staring you right in the face, so to say. And it has to be this way. If it wasn't this way, that would mean that the experience of no self is something we have to create. It would somehow suggest that there really is a self and we need to get rid of it so we can have the experience of there being no self. But the truth of your experience is that there is already no center to consciousness. Clearly, there is not nothing here. Awareness, consciousness is clearly present. You are aware of your experience right now. But is there a self in the middle of it all, which somehow has the capacity of being aware? Well, if you open awareness up and allow it to look for the center, you will always find that consciousness is empty of any kind of center. No self in experience will ever be found. And like I said, this is just a fact of your experience. It's not even mystical or spiritual. To say that this experience is very spiritual would somehow suggest that fireworks need to happen, some great energy shift, your chakras opening up, something like that. But the experience of no self is absolutely ordinary. When it's noticed that there is no center to experience, it's almost like there's really nothing special to it. All that remains is just consciousness appearing as everything you call the body and the world. Your entire field of experience remains, but now it's just obvious that there isn't someone in the middle of it all who is observing it, who is aware of it, as some kind of separate witness of experience. And one reason why people struggle with this realization is because they're looking for something special. They think that their emotions, their feelings somehow have to reflect this recognition in some extraordinary way. And yes, of course, sometimes, upon glimpsing that there is no center to experience, there can be a great felt sense of relief, an unburdening, even a joy at this freedom. But it needn't be the case. The no-self experience in of itself doesn't have a specific emotional character to it. Joy can be experienced without a center. Sadness can be experienced without a center. Any emotion can be experienced without this belief and felt sense of there being someone in the middle of it all. The experience of no self is really quite ordinary. It's just consciousness appearing as all of this, but with no separation from any of it. And this is just what your experience already looks like, minus this contraction of the separate self. When that is released, all that's left is just experience experiencing itself. And how good is it that this is always so easy to notice? Just open up, look back, and notice that there isn't someone on the opposite side of the visual field looking out at the world. Where you believe the someone is, there is just undefinable openness. And yet this openness is also aware. Awareness is inherently here. And since this recognition is so easily available, whenever you are seemingly caught up in something, suffering because of some imaginary story, some complicated situation, some neurotic energy in the body, simply recognize the openness that's already here, this lack of center, this unbounded awakeness, and see how different experience is then. On one hand, nothing has changed. But on the other hand, everything is seen in its rightful place. And so while this experience is not something special or hard to get, the wholeness that becomes obvious through this experience is absolutely fundamental. So simply notice that it's already here and enjoy it.